So I'm going back in there now and I'm putting in the more subtleties of colours, the little dabs of highlights and colours that I'm seeing in the photograph. But again, I'm still not blending it. I'm still not fussing over it. I'm just laying it in there and leaving it there. And always remember to step back from your painting. Working up close, you don't get a real perspective. So if you step back a couple of metres, if you can, you'll see how the colours come together. Even though you haven't done any blending, they come together really well, and they achieve a real sense of realism. Over blending is the death of good realism painting. Not worrying about neatness, just putting the colour in there achieves a real great level of realism. Overblending is the death of realism. Just adjusting the shape. This is the beauty of alla prima painting, which is wet on wet, is you can just push the paint around and keep adjusting and keep adding and keep taking away. You can do a whole painting in one sitting once you've mastered it or had a little bit of practice. Now I'm just realising that the angle of the background, the table, is wrong, so I'm adjusting that. It's just keep adjusting, keep fixing. Don't worry about it. Don't be nervous. You're not going to go to jail if you make a mistake. Just fix it. Paintings, as I said before, is a series of problems to be solved. Now I'm putting the shadow in, and it's really going to give a sense of the bottle sitting on a surface. It's kind of floating in the air until now, and it's starting to take shape, and the colours in the bottle are making more sense now. I think those highlights are a little bit bright. I might adjust them later. I can't remember if I did. But we'll wait and see. Just continued adjustment, laying in those colours, checking your values. Generally, I give my students a laminated photograph of what they're painting. That way they can check their values directly on the laminated photograph. So you mix your colour, you check it, put a daub of paint on the area that you're of the colour that you're mixing, and check if it's the same. Now, obviously, again, we're in a position now we can't go out and do these things, but that's another really good way of getting correct values on your painting, getting the colours just so to achieve a really great level of realism. Just adjusting the lines at the bottom there. So nice painting alla prima just to be able to push that paint around. If I had better camera equipment, which hopefully I will get one day, I would have two cameras set up so you could see what I was doing on the palette. But unfortunately I can't do that right now. I will say though, your paint should glide on the canvas. If it's not gliding onto the canvas with ease, just add a little bit, dip your brush in the medium and add a little bit of oil to the paint. You want to always have your paint flowing on. You don't want to have to rub it on. That's not good. You need the paint to flow onto the canvas. If you're continually rubbing on the paint, it's not going to look that good, and also you're going to ruin your brushes. Brush size, that's a personal thing. I use medium to large paint brushes, usually Filbert. They're a really great shape. You can do very thick generous brush strokes, but if you turn a filbert brush on its side, you can get really fine detail, really fine strokes. So filbert brushes are really great, and hog hair is probably the best in order to maintain that jumbled kind of brush stroke and not be too neat. Now these are the letters on the front of the bottle, which I don't go into great detail. I mean, I don't make them look precise. I just get the values right. So the highlights on these are pretty subtle. Be really careful when you're putting the letters in. The difference between the background colour and the letters is very subtle. Don't go too bright, it won't look right. So I'm going to leave that this painting tutorial here. I'm going to let you keep going, keep refining, keep sharpening, keep placing colour values where they belong. Don't overblend, keep working on it. I will let you go and continue to practice and experiment. Thank you for joining me. Sorry for the bad footage. My usual camera packed it in, and I really wanted to get this tutorial out so some people could have some stuff to do, because they're, we're all sort of trapped at home now. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please send me some of your finished paintings. I'll put up a finished painting I did of a series of the same bottles for you to look at. Here it is. Thanks.